Sussy Snake. As you can see, I'm grass green, and when I grow up, I want to become a king cobra. I will be your guide for this castle tour today. So, let's get going. As you can see, we are here at the top of the main tower, and there is just a sky island which goes up to the same height. In this chest up here they had bows and arrows and some defense, and I hope they never needed this sword, because then they would have been really desperate fighting up here short range. Let's make our way down. Hi doggy! As you can see, there were beds, quite cramped conditions. Well, there had been a number of people to live in this tower, to defend it and to do everything. And as you can see, this tower has been built as a square, which shows us it was built before the time cannons and gunpowder was used. As you must probably know, gunpowder was originally invented by the Chinese and brought to Europe in the 13th century, and straight away the cannons were invented. And with a cannon it's far easier to hit a straight wall rather than a curved one, which reduces the impact. So then later than the 13th century they changed to building round towers. Well, this looks more like the family quarter because the beds are not that crazily close, and here have been the king's tools: the diamond sword, a diamond pickaxe, the diamond axe, and a diamond shovel, all enchanted. Okay, what was it? You don't know what happened in the 13th century? Well, you know Robin Hood. He lived in the 12th century, and King John, he became king when Richard the Lionheart died, and he had the Magna Carta in 1215, which was the early 13th century. So just that as a little bit of a background. And we reached finally the bottom of the tower. In the chest right next to the door they had weapons to defend themselves and armor, and building material, because you might need to repair one or the other thing. And what did I have there? A bit of everything. I just grabbed some apples just in case. Okay, let's leave the main tower. You can see from here it has been built on the highest spot of the mountain, so you could spot an enemy coming closer quite early. It is just quite cumbersome climbing up all these stairs. A little later, when there were castle walls added, they did put this well here. This well, please pay attention, it's very deep, don't fall in, is a lifeline, because no one can live long without water in it. At times of a siege this was of great value. You must probably have heard that enemies tried to take a castle by poisoning the water source. The earliest attempts of biological warfare, they just throw dead chicken or a piece of pork or so into the castle, inside the castle walls, trying to hit the well and poison the water so everybody would die. And so the people here built a roof to avoid things dropping into the well. And at the time they did build the castle walls, they also added this building. It is pretty much on the high spot as well. And let's go into the main hall. Here we are, the main hall with its lovely wooden beams, this nice place here. And light because they had windows, bigger windows, for the seats and tables along the sides, and displaying all their riches and might by diamonds and the trophies of the war. There even is a chalice here in this corner. You may know that a chalice is an infinite water source in Minecraft Hexxit. After the main hall, let's just go upstairs to look at the living quarters. Just along here, there is another door. Close the door behind you. And up the stairs here. Oh, isn't that great? It's much more airy than it has been in the tower. This place over here, a little alcove, was the favorite spot because you could see down there everyone who came up the hill came up there. So you were always informed of who is coming and going. As you know, there were no TV or internet or radio, so people walking around were the only distraction and source of new information. This window here gives you a nice view of the village, the market, and the harbor with a ship. What did the people do living here? They slept, they could sit down, chill out, and they had work to do. They did the clothes, and in Minecraft you use leather to make clothes. They had some string and some feathers for padding to make it nice and warm in the winter. This chest here has all the treasures. A magic mirror, some chocobo feathers, emeralds, and the special robes. But that was not the day-to-day clothing they wore. That was in here, with all these different sets of clothing, nicely colored, not spared any money to get all these dyes around here and really make it nice and colorful. I will choose today enchanted diamond armor. Let's close the chest and see there is a sunset. The sun is setting there. There's a balcony with a nice view over the harbor and the autumn forest with all its lovely colorful trees. As you can see, this castle was built in the Middle Ages, but we have moved on since then and there has been a railway added. There is a special railway tour from the village starting at 12 o'clock noon. Let's close the door. The sun is setting, so we will need to take a break, and this night you will spend inside a medieval castle. Sleep tight. Good morning! Oh, bright and light. Let's get dressed. My diamond enchanted armor. You can see me? I look quite different and well protected. Well, let's place the bed. Here again. You see they're a bit oldish and a bit more fragile. Come on, gather on. Here is my guide torch. Follow me. In the Middle Ages they didn't have running water in the castle, and so they had this little tower, you may have noticed that on the way up, which was for bathroom. Yes, let's continue our tour here. No washing today. All the people living here were hungry and needed to eat, so they needed a kitchen. But the kitchen used fire because cooked food is much nicer than raw. So people were afraid of the fire spreading and burning down the castle, so they built the kitchen a little bit away. Right here there is a washing basin, crafting tables, and a whole battery of furnaces for chicken, pork chops, and venison. So you can see it was really a king living here, because as you know from Robin Hood, the deer was only for the king, and if you ate it, you became an outlaw. Okay, more food in here, tons of eggs, and raw, ready prepared meat. I think that is for the feast tonight. And more food here. There was also wood to feed all the fires for the furnaces to prepare it. Okay, so we need to be finished before the feast starts tonight. This is the way where people came up. As you see, you can't look straight down, and that gave the castle special protection. Here's a blacksmith. The blacksmith was another person using fire in the castle, so he was situated right next to the kitchen with the anvils, some cold water to harden the iron, and what does he have in the boxes? Oh, well, some flint and steel to light the fire. Okay, let's go up here where the chocobos are. To feed everyone, they had during the time of siege some chicken, some cows, they had sheep, and they had pigs. Basically all Minecraft animal you can eat. And they had a farm here, which we'll see a little later. There is one of the big corner towers which has a roof which looks like a witch's hat, which is the witch tower. There is another tour in the witch tower tomorrow morning, in case you're interested in witchcraft. The one at the other side of the piggy pen is the crazy tower. As you can see, its roof is built upside down. It's not quite safe in there, and it has special doors with special safety measures. There's a little tower in the corner there, and let's just go over. This one here was the stable, but Minecraft Hexxit doesn't have horses you can ride, so no horses here. And spontaneously there spawned the sheep and the chicken. Here is the hut of the castle manager with their own beds and cooking facilities. Not luxurious, but for these times it was really great to have your own space, because we go into this tower next. You can imagine that this castle needed a lot of people to feed all the animals and to protect soldiers, to feed, to cook, and so on. So they needed to stay somewhere, and they have stayed in this tower. They don't have beds here, they just have some leaves, and but at least it's dry and not too cold. It has some protection. Okay, these are the fields, the corn to bake and to feed the animals, some carrots over there, and here are potatoes. So you most probably know that these potatoes were not here in the Middle Ages because they came from America, and Columbus discovered America in 1492, so they couldn't be here originally, one of the later editions. So we reached a very special time of our tour. We will have a flight around. You can see part of the battlements here, the snaked way it goes up with all its protections. You can see from the village side steep walls, and from the side of the harbor, the sea entrance, very steep walls. You see the balcony, and you see the main tower in the middle. You see the funny shaped witch head and the crazy head of the crazy tower. And there is one huge building over there which has been added later, which will be the final part of this tour. Just follow me, follow me. We go into the library. Is that not magnificent? This library contains more than 1,500 books. Don't spoil them. You have to put your eggs and food in here. This was a very special place. The builders were busy for a long time to gather all the materials, to write all the books, to bind them and place them in here. You even see Chocopedias, which in Minecraft don't fit in normal bookshelves, so they have special shelves. And follow me, along here there is a restricted section. You see there is a part where the books are not packed that densely, but have a closer look. These books are enchanted books, and this book here is a written book by Roland Magnus, who is one of the builders of this world. And in this magnificent building, I will end this tour for today. If you're interested, join us again for one of the other tours. Bye!